I cut out all of the pattern pieces and pressed them for Butterick 7064, making this jumpsuit here, which is the same as this one. And I cut out, how many pieces were there? 8 pieces. I saw this picture online, and that's when I noticed that the bodice is really short, or it's shorter than I want my bodice to be. So I have the bodice right now on my dress form, and what I'm going to do is just lengthen it. So I'm going to cut right here on this line on the front piece of the bodice, and also on the back piece you have this same line, and then I'm just going to spread the pattern apart, and I'm going to add maybe about 1.5 inches. This pattern calls for a 4-way stretch knit. That means it's going to stretch east and west and north and south. There are no closures in this jumpsuit, meaning like in the back there's no zipper or anything, so you're going to have to be able to get into this jumpsuit by stepping into it through this opening here at the neckline. Your bodice pieces are cut out twice, so here is a front and a back together, front and a back together, and then they will be put together, and one of them will act as a facing / lining. The bodices are stitched together at the neck edge. These are the shoulders. This is the front. These are the 2 front pieces, 2 back pieces, and the seam in the middle is right here. And this pattern calls for elastic to go through this seam here. So I made sure not to clip the seam because it's going to act as a casing. So it's really important to know which pieces are your lining pieces / facing pieces and which ones are not. These 2 pieces are my lining pieces. So I drew lines on the front lining piece and lines on the back lining piece so that I would know, okay, these are the 2 facing pieces. So now that the elastic is through the neckline, you're going to put your 2 facing pieces together, front and back, and then your 2 other bodice pieces together, front and back, and stitch down the side seams of each of the pieces. The bodice is turned to the right side. The lining, wrong side, is facing the wrong side of the bodice, front and back. I'm going to match up the seams here and at the underarm, and then I will baste all of these openings together so that this will act as one piece for the pants to attach. The pants do have front pockets, and then there are going to be gathers that go around the waist of the pants. I made all my wrong side markings on the wrong side of the fabric, and then after I stitched the bodice together to the facing, you'll notice that you have 2 finished sides. This side and the inside is also finished, which makes it hard to know which side is the right side and which side is the wrong side. So I just lifted everything up and I put X's on the inside of the garment, and that way I knew that this is the wrong side. That really came in handy when it was time to put in the sleeves because all my marks were hidden inside and I couldn't see. So one thing I did make a note of is which side was the front and which side was the back, because I can't tell. And so I just put an F on the front, and I made sure to put that mark on the garment before I basted all the seams that were left open, the arm and the bottom. I ended up adding a 2-inch band to the bodice because when I tried the jumpsuit on, I thought the bodice was still a little bit too short. There was supposed to be elastic in the waist, and I just decided to leave that off. I really like the low neckline, and I like the wide legs of the pants. I did make a size small, and this pattern is rated as easy. I decided to cook today. And I'm going to make a deep dish pizza. So I'm just now leaving Walmart, and I bought the ingredients for the pizza plus a whole lot of other things. One thing I want to share with you that I came here for specifically, because I checked at my other store and they didn't have it, and I was like, well, let me see if Walmart has it, and they had it. So I'm excited to try it. All right. You know what? Let me grab it so I can show you when I get in the car. I also want to show you these shoes. I'm wearing them for the first time. I bought them on Amazon, and they are the shoes that have the little separations for the toes, for each of your toes. I thought these were so cute, and they're really comfortable. You do have to figure out how you want your toes situated, because my pinky toe had a hard time getting in this little, what would you call it, this space here. So I did have to kind of play around with that part as far as which toe was going to go where at the end on the pinky part, pinky toe side. But they are so soft on the bottom, like when you're walking, it's like a rubber. I don't know, they kind of feel like they are perfect for poolside, like if you're going swimming or something. But I like them. See, I'm struggling right now trying to get my pinky toe in the right little section. So anyway, this is what I saw online, and I was like, oh, I want to try that, because I remember back in the day I did a fundraiser when I was a kid, like middle school or something like that, and they used to have these caramel candy bars, and they were so good. And so when I saw that Hershey's has a new caramel candy bar, I was like, oh, I want to try it. And supposedly, like on the front, it says great for s'mores. So I know the fall is coming, so if anybody's interested, but I don't want them for s'mores. I just want to try them and see if they taste anything like I remember caramel candy bars tasting back in the day.